this up a bit. How's it going, everybody? And there's nobody here. Nobody loves me. Oh no. Oh no. What am I going to do? I'm going to sit here and do absolutely nothing. How's that? Because that's what my show's pretty much about. Pretty much about nothing. So, anyway. Got videos lined up for today. Hopefully we don't get caught. Get thrown off of here. Hopefully YouTube doesn't trip balls. I just had a hot link. God, hot links are so good. So, I'm going to start throwing shit up here. You know what? I never did go and get my PayPal info. Yes, I'm on PayPal. Log in. If you love me, send me money. If you don't, then I don't know. What do I do? Request? I don't know how to do any of this shit, so. Here we go. PayPal at CJT Pro at gmail.com. I believe that is it. Let me see here. Okay. Oh, I accidentally hit the damn button I wasn't supposed to. So, CJT Pro. Yeah. So, that's that. Oh, what is this shit pop? Okay, I gotta close down Discord because some people on there are so fucking annoying. They're gonna be popping shit up, and I don't want to deal with it right now. I really don't. So, I am gonna flood you with a bunch of links here. These are people that I just know and love, and if you haven't subscribed to them yet, trust me, you need to. First one is Courtney. Love Courtney, love her to death. She's beautiful, she's perky, and I'm an emotional support retard. Copy, and we're going to paste this one. This is Keanu. Hey, Pooter. I got a cat who's at my leg right now. That is Keanu. It's one of the first ones I started ever to watch on here. And Chrissy Mayer. I need to find... Did I ever get one for Tree of Logic? I need to find her. Okay. Gino. I just love Gino to death. I'll tell you that here in a minute. Mentioned it on the other stream. Oh. Here's another one of the first ones I started watching. Zia. Last night was fun. We kept talking about the Slovakian traffic cone. Something. Don't ask me how I found it. I just did. And it is the stuff. There's Olga's. Olga is a sweetheart. She's blonde. She's beautiful. She's gorgeous. If you're watching her, I don't know what your problem is. And here is Array of Light. Araya is going to be on the show next week. Hopefully by then I'll have all my shit together. And I'll be running different formats. So that's a lot of links right there. It's all good. I wonder if I can find Gino's deal. on here. Well, duh. Let me just click on it. It'll take me over there to it, won't it? There we go. Not sure. God, he's got a lot of videos. And they're all about nothing. I'm just kidding. I want to see if I can find this real quick because it's definitely worth watching. There's Bill Schultz. More with Bill Schultz. There's Six the Cat. You need to watch 4 months ago. This might be it right here. Let me see here. Let you guys help me look for this shit. How's that? That might be it. I don't know. Oh, God. This is what watching Courtney will do to you. I think this might be it. I don't know.
Hey everybody.
This might be it. I don't know.
Where was I? Oh, yes, music. Let's do a little relaxing warm-up music, shall we? Shall we? Hold on. This is why I usually...
I gotta find it. I'll look for it. I'll play it for you next time. Loved it. It was funny as hell. It was my first interaction with Gino. So I sent him a super chat. And he didn't know who the hell I was. And he was jumping rope. He tries to stay in shape and stuff. So I sent him a super chat. Hey, had him sing Barbie Girl. And instead of like booting me like he does some of the idiots in there, he actually did it. I was totally shocked. He could have said, fuck you. But I mean, no, he actually sang Barbie Girl while he jumped rope. In fact, I did fall out of my chair. What the hell is this, Gino? You seeing this shit? What?
Who could it possibly?
Gino and this bolt man.
Had a little bit of champagne. Prosecco.
It's a look back over the past, I'm going to say 19 previous weeks of the NFL season. Past
Hey,
20.
you need money?
What's that?
Need a boat loan?
I don't, I'm fine. I'm flush. I'm good. Here's what my concern though. My concern is there's
I
a lot
talked
of,
to my bookie.
my concern,
Get your
Boltman,
line of credit.
my concern, Boltman, is that you tend to like lose a lot of self-control when you're around booze and alcohol.
Some horse stole them.
Yeah.
That doesn't work.
Yeah,
buddy.
Aaron.
Yeah.
No, I just tell him, listen, you got me on camera, winning boat jack. I got all that money. It was.
Okay. What did we say? Garrett, you okay?
You
Doing good.
You gotta put that up.
Garrett, what did we? Fucking Jimmy, he's right there.
I'm getting crushed by this goddamn obese fucking cat right
When
here.
we
What the fuck, Gino? What the? Oh my god. This is why I love Gino. Gino, he's a stand-up comedian. He's married to Keanu. She is too. So is Chrissy Mayer. They're awesome people. You need to subscribe. Check out their shows. show them some love, all that good stuff. I can't watch any more of this, I swear to God. Okay. I need to take a quick little break real quick, take care of my cat, because he will not stop tripping. So, give me a minute.
Where Brooklyn at? Where Brooklyn at? Where Brooklyn at? Where Brooklyn at? We gonna do it like this. That's how you ready. Check it. I got 7 Mac 11s, about 8 38s, 9 9s, 10 Mac 10s. The shit's never end. You can't touch my riches, even if you had MC Hammer and them 357 bitches. Biggie Small, the millionaire, the mansion, the yacht, the 2 weed spots, the 2 hot Glocks. That's how I got the weed spot. I shot Dread in the head, took the bread and the lamb spread. Little Gotti got the shot into your body, so don't resist or you might miss Christmas. I tote guns, I make number runs, I give MCs the runs dripping. When I throw my clip in the AK, I slay from far away. Everybody hit the DECK. My slow flow's remarkable. Peace to Mateo. Now we smoke weed like Tony Montana, sniff the yayo. That's crazy blunts. Bad hells, my voice fell from the avenue to jail cells. Oh my God, I'm dropping shit like a pigeon. I hope you're listening, smacking babies at their christening. Motherfucker, big what you gonna do with it, Tupac? Yeah, where the motherfucking dogs at? Throw your motherfucking middle finger. We gonna do this shit like this. I think we gonna do this.
Right. I'm back. Okay. Actually, I got more videos for you guys. So, here's a good one. Kill my mic. Actually, I'm just going to kill the whole webcam. I'll be back.
In a total world of denial.
I read your own followers' comments, and they all trashed you, every one of them, and supported me.
Yeah,
so
right,
it with
right.
Your personal
yeah,
attacks.
come find out again.
My family is riddled with Trump supporters, so I removed myself from the family plan and changed my number and blocked them all. So, no excuses.
How could you nominate someone with allegations of child trafficking trafficking across state lines and having sex with a 17-year-old? My understanding, further on in the interview, they discussed the fact that once he finds out that she's 17, he stops having sex with her.
Sonny, you have a legal note.
I do have a legal note. Thank you, Whoopi. Matt Gaetz has long denied all allegations, calling the claims, quote, invented, and saying in a statement to ABC News that this false smear following a 3-year criminal investigation should be viewed with great skepticism. That DOJ investigation was closed with no charges being brought.
We'll be right back.
out of reach. I could go back and talk about Nazi Germany, and I do it without any concerns whatsoever. And if people can't start drawing the parallels, well, you're just stupid, or you have your head in the sand, or you're one of them.
Joe and I went to Mar-a-Lago to meet personally with President-elect Trump. Joe and I realized it's time to do something different. And that starts with not only talking about Donald Trump, but also talking with him.
One more. Okay? One more.
By several of President-elect Trump's cabinet selections, and they are scared. Last Thursday, we expressed our own concerns on this broadcast and even said we would appreciate the opportunity to speak with the president-elect himself.
I don't like clowns.
The clip. What are you, an idiot?
Well, if he's right, then why didn't people vote for the former prosecutor who actually had policy plans to help the working class? I mean,
like hell she did.
You know, again, I got my popcorn. I don't know why people did what they did. I see all these reasons, and so, okay, time will tell. But what do y'all think?
I just, I know that as a country, it's very difficult for people to believe that racism and misogyny, they're just alive and well. I think that we don't want to think that about ourselves, our neighbors, our friends, but it's my lived experience tells me that it does still exist, even if your lived experience doesn't tell you that it exists. And the facts support that. I think we have a graph. If you look at there's a clear racial divide in who voted for Trump as opposed to who voted for Kamala Harris. It's very clear. It's not only clear by race, but it's also clear by education. And so the notion somehow that is not true. This is by education. Those who attended college voted for her at a higher degree than those that didn't.
But I think
I've
you're
said
missing
that.
his point.
Let me just finish. And so I've said that before, and there was so much backlash because I think it's an uncomfortable, inconvenient truth about this country.
But his whole point is they didn't vote for him because of racism and misogyny. They voted for him because they felt like, I think the biggest common denominator in this election is people want a good life and ability to provide for their family.
Well,
and whether we agree or not with Donald Trump's plans,
Black people
they thought that he was reflective.
One of the poorest demographics in this country, but they voted for Kamala Harris.
But there was a split, and more of them voted for Donald Trump than had historically. I think that there's such a desire. If you really think the vast majority of this country voted because of racism and misogyny, you're missing it. Most of my family.
Okay, I gotta stop this right here. Bitch, you have got some fucking screws loose. Oh, we voted for Trump for racism and misogyny and shit. Fuck you. You to even say that. You're a fucking horrible person. I mean, what the fuck? Who says shit like that? You fucking lost. Get over it. Quit trying to fucking demonize us. Make us out like, oh, we're all stupid bunch of hicks. Fuck you. Good God. What a horrible fucking person you are.
A lot of my family doesn't have college degrees.
But the stats are the stats.
But that's not, it doesn't say I voted for Donald Trump because of racism. That's not, let me just ask, what stat are you talking about?
Let me just dissect the two.
Yes, you can. There's a lot
Hold on, hold on. Calm down. Everybody just take a breath. Take a breath.
This is the final battle. With you at my side, we will demolish the deep state. We will expel the warmongers from our government. We will drive out the globalists. We will cast out the communists, Marxists, and fascists. We will throw off the sick political class that hates our country. We will rout the fake news media, and we will liberate America from these villains once and for all.
Oh, yes.
Over the past week, Joe and I have heard from so many people, from political leaders to regular citizens, deeply dismayed by several of President-elect Trump's cabinet selections, and they are scared. Last Thursday, we expressed our own concerns on this broadcast and even said,
well, guess what, bitch? The majority doesn't see it that way. This is what the majority wanted. You lost. Fucking get over it.
We would appreciate the opportunity to speak with the president-elect himself. On Friday, we were given the opportunity to do just that. Joe and I went to Mar-a-Lago to meet personally with President-elect Trump. It was the first time we have seen him in 7 years.
Now, we talked about a lot of issues, including abortion.
I tell you what, if I was in Trump's shoes and finally get to go for that meeting, Joe Scarborough, it would take every bit of restraint I had not to knock his fucking teeth down his throat. Really. I don't know who's worse of a human being, him, Whoopi, or that other bitch. See, I don't watch her. I don't even know what her name is. I just know she's a horrible human being for what she just got through saying. And Whoopi Goldberg, let me tell you, this is sad. I've hated her ever since I was a little kid. I don't remember how old I was, but she had a HBO comedy special. This was like early 80s, where she came out, she sang the national anthem. First off, oh, say, can you motherfucking see by the dawn's early motherfucking light, and so on and so forth, all through the song, motherfuck this, motherfuck that. Back then, we had a little thing called patriotism, and that shit just did not sit right with me, and I've hated her ever since then. Tells you what kind of a fucking person she is right there. I don't like her, never have, never will. So, anyway, let me shut up and keep it going here.
Abortion, mass deportation, threats of political retribution against political opponents and media outlets. We talked about that a good bit. And it's going to come as no surprise to anybody who watches this show, has watched it over the past year or over the past decade, that we didn't see eye to eye on a lot of issues, and we told him so.
What we did agree on was to restart communications. My father often spoke with world leaders with whom he and the United States profoundly disagreed. That's a task shared by reporters and commentators alike. We had not spoken to President Trump since March of 2020, other than a personal call Joe made to Trump on the morning after the attempt on his life in Butler, Pennsylvania. In this meeting, President Trump was cheerful, he was upbeat, he seemed interested in finding common ground with Democrats on some of the most divisive issues. And for those asking why we would go speak to the president-elect during such fraught times, especially between us.
Because you are scared.
Defamation of character and slander.
You're a liabetic.
I guess I would ask back, why wouldn't we? 5 years of political warfare has deeply divided Washington and the country. We have been as clear as we know how in expressing our deep concerns about President Trump's actions and words.
Yeah, you're not being very sincere there, bitch, are you? You know, you guys have lied. You keep lying. And this is just, you're just being pathetic at this point. I mean,
back. Why wouldn't we? 5 years of political warfare has deeply divided Washington and the country. We have been as clear as we know how in expressing our deep concerns about President Trump's actions and words in the coarsening of public debate. But for nearly 80 million Americans, election denialism, public trials, and January 6th were not as important as the issues that moved them to send Donald Trump back to the White House with their vote. Joe and I realize it's time to do something different. And that starts with not only talking about Donald Trump, but also talking with him.
You are so full of shit.
When is the time to sound the alarm? When is the time to start saying, well, does this look like Germany in 1932? This is not a reach. I could go back and talk about Nazi Germany, and I do it without any concerns whatsoever. And if people can't start drawing the parallels, well, you're just stupid, or you have your head in the sand, or you're one of them. We still have an electorate, 70 million plus, that will be voting for a man who said he was going to assassinate for treason the chairman of the Joint Chiefs because he didn't support him on January the 6th, who said just in recent days he was going to execute Liz Cheney with a firing squad, 9 guns pointed and shooting at her face. A man who has said that he was going to shut down CBS because he didn't like how they edited an interview. A man who said he was going to be a dictator from day one.
And here you are, running scared.
Okay. Hey, can I get into bed now? Okay. Try this one. Let me just move this. Let me just move the blankets.
Lex, what are you doing? Poo-poo.
Gentle.
It is a messed up world.
I hope you guys like that. That shit's funny. I like that. Dude, Saw, hey buddy, what's up, man? How are you doing, dude? Talk to me. Oh, talk to me, Saw. I want to hear your words. Oh, God. Saw is my mod on here. And don't give them their shit. I want to get you on the show. I hope you come on the show. I'm going to be running a different format next week where I'll be able to bring people onto the show. First guest is going to be the lovely Araya Light. And I want to get you on the show. I want you to show off that battle axe. This dude can pump some fucking iron, let me tell you. And he won a big old battle axe for it. thing, I saw pictures of it, man. The thing looks freaking awesome. So, we got to get some viewers on here. And I am starting like way down at the bottom of the pile. I think I have like 54 maybe. Something like that. But, you got to start somewhere, and it'll grow in time. Yeah, not much good. Yeah, I'm the same way. How you doing? I'm not doing any good whatsoever. Yep. So what else can we talk about here? Elon Musk to the rescue on SpaceX. Ooh, this was live. So apparently we had astronauts trapped up in there, and he's trying to save them. I don't know if he's already... I think he's already saved them. But that's just crazy.
More Expedition 72 crew members starting to come into view. In the red shirt there on the left, Roscosmos cosmonaut Alexei Ovchinin, former crewmate of Nick Hague. On his Soyuz flight to the International Space Station, they rode together aboard a Soyuz to the International Space Station and joined for their expedition before returning, now reunited in space.
You know how fast the ISS moves around the Earth? You open up a tab here, or go to this one, and...
We copy, Mike. We are not quite ready on our side. We'll let you know when we are.
ISS.
Holding at 4.9.
4.76 miles.
Mike Barrett relaying that the crew is ready for hatch
Okay, there it is.
Doing a few things.
17,900 miles per hour. Yes, that is 17,900 miles per hour. That is freaking insane.
We'll be waiting for the ground to be ready for equalization, and that's going to keep us in section 4.400.
Play this video for you
You'll
real
see
quick.
state commands and the state change in
Ace Frehley, formerly of KISS. Somebody put his song to footage of the ISS. Now, anybody that... Guess why I'm doing this? I am so sick of the flat earthers. Come on, get over yourselves. God, they're idiots. So anyway, check out this video real quick. You'll like. Hold on, that was badass. See that comet? Okay, all right. I want to check that link out here in a second. Somebody told me. It's like seeing Wally in here. Somebody told me these eyeballs that look like Wally here are one of two things. They're either docking stations or those are escape capsules. I'm not sure which one, because I don't know if you've watched much on the ISS. That is a very dangerous place. In fact, if you look it up on the news right now, they're having to do, they're having to do some of the, I think it's called an alms burn. I'm not sure. They had to hit the propellant to move them out of the way because of debris. And this is something that happens quite a bit up there. Because, if you hit something, man, you risk blowing up that whole thing, punching holes right through it. You see how fast everything moves up there. Granted, some of that's time lapse. But I tell you what's remarkable on this video is not there. Seeing the storms and the lightning flashes is just amazing. Here we go. There's some. Lightning. Lightning. Wow. That thing is just... that's what I was talking about right there. Just watch real quick. Right there. These things go off to propel it. And you see they had one on the other side go off too. Right there. And right there was the other one. And I missed it. Oh well. Anyway, you get the picture. Okay. Saw's got that up for me. Let me hit this. Wow. There is nothing more beautiful than seeing live video from the International Space Station, high definition views. Stick this one out first. Wow. See. Yeah, I didn't think that one would have any sound. Let's check out this other one. Huh. Now the ISS is, let's look at the size of ISS. 357 feet from end to end. Width 108 meters, height 45 meters, pressurized volume, wow, 1,200 cubic meters. Ooh, the solar arrays. Now those are the, like the big old shiny sails that come out. The ISS is made of many connected modules called nodes. It also has robotic arms mounted outside the station. I've seen those, including the 55-foot the Canada arm too. I don't. You take coffee. Wow. I mean, that thing is just freaking huge. How many feet's a football field? I don't want to do the math. Math makes my brain hurt. In a football field. Whoa, it's long. It's 360, 120 yards. Wow. So the ISS is bigger than a football field. That is simply incredible. Wow. Dang. Let me shut some of these. There's my countdown, size of ISS. Okay. There's that live video. Okay. Let's move on now to what the hell is going on with Biden and Ukraine. Let me probably just go straight there. Probably just the home channel. It's probably going to be on there. Oh. 3 minutes ago, Never Mean to the Left. I love these. If you haven't heard yet, Laken Riley, this didn't have to happen. Fuck you, Biden and Kamala. This didn't have to fucking be. God, such a pretty young girl, too. And some people wanted him to die for what he did. But no, he's getting life in prison. Trust me, that's for the better, because his life is going to be torment. It is going to be nothing but hell for him.
Hearing the verdict now. Let's watch.
Count 1, malice murder. I find the defendant guilty. Count 2, felony murder. I find the defendant guilty. Count 3, felony murder. I find the defendant guilty. Count 4, felony murder. I find the defendant guilty. Count 5, kidnapping with bodily injury. I find the defendant guilty. Count 6, aggravated assault with intent to rape. I find the defendant guilty. Count 7, aggravated battery. I find the defendant guilty. Count 8, obstructing or hindering a 911 call. I find the defendant guilty. Count 9, tampering with evidence. I find the defendant guilty. Count 10, peeping Tom. I find the defendant guilty. All right, a couple of things before I announce the verdict. I want to point out that typically my role in a trial, in a criminal trial, is to manage the process. And the fact finding is done by a jury. That wasn't the case in this trial. I managed the process, try to, and I was also the finder of fact, and that is somewhat of a different role than we typically see. I'll tell you that you may have seen me, I make notes during the trial. I probably filled up 2 legal pads full of notes during the trial, but the closings I want to just listen, and that's what I did. But I wrote down 2 things in the closing. One was a statement by Ms. Ross that the evidence was overwhelming and powerful. And then I also wrote down what Ms. Beck said, that I'm required to set aside my emotions. That's the same thing that we tell jurors in what, and we're giving them their job. I would, that's the way I have to approach this. And I did. Both of those statements are correct. I'll now announce the verdict. In the state of Georgia versus Jose Antonio Ibarra, case SU 24CR0323, count 1, malice murder. I find the defendant guilty. Count 2, felony murder. I find the defendant guilty. Count 3, felony murder. I find the defendant guilty. Count 4, felony murder, I find the defendant guilty. Count 5, kidnapping with bodily injury, I find the defendant guilty. Count 6, aggravated assault with intent to rape, I find the defendant guilty. Count 7, aggravated battery, I find the defendant guilty. Count 8, obstructing or hindering a 911 call, I find the defendant guilty. Count 9, tampering with evidence, I find the defendant guilty. Count 10, peeping Tom, I find the defendant guilty. I certainly will allow both sides to look at this if you want to do it. The next step is sentencing. I'm prepared to go forward with that now, or if either side suggests that you need a few minutes, an hour break or something to do that, then I'll certainly do that as well. Consider that. Sure.
Okay. Damn it. Forgot to unmute myself. Okay. Yeah, he deserves the death penalty. No, he doesn't deserve the death penalty by no means. And I feel the same way you do, Saw. Take him out behind the courthouse and hang him. Put a rope around his neck, throw up around the tree, and just pull him up. Don't drop him from the gallows where his neck's going to snap. No, make it long and painful death. That's what he deserves. He doesn't deserve death. He's going to get what he deserves with he's getting life in prison. And trust me, they're going to make his life a living fucking hell. He is going to suffer. And that's what he deserves. He deserves to suffer for what he did. That is just... This is bullshit. This shouldn't have happened, Kamala. Shouldn't have happened. This happened because you guys tried to further your fucking agenda and your grip hold of the United States. No, it's not happening anymore. And it's just sick. You know, you guys lied. You said the border was secure. Right here is proof that it isn't. I mean... I can pull up video after video after video. San Diego. This is what they do. I wouldn't consider... This is like... This is an invasion. Right here. This shit is.
A viral video of a boat packed with migrants near the Carlsbad...
And they do this several times. This happens a lot. They're stealing the boats from somewhere. Look at this. This is an invasion right here. Now this area is highly populated. They jump out. They crash that beach hard. They're all in black. They're all wearing hoodies. They don't want you to see them. They run across the beach, which isn't very long, up a hill, and into vehicles that are waiting for them. If there's not vehicles, there is it's a lot of apartments and condominiums, real easy, just and they're gone like that. They disappear into thin air. See? This is like an invasion. And it keeps happening, and it keeps happening, and it keeps happening. Yeah, they're in 19 states now. And they lie about it. They fucking lie about it. You know, they told us it was misinformation. Did they not?
Of apartment complexes, and the mayor said our dedicated police officers have acted on those concerns.
Do you hear yourself? Only a handful of apartment complexes in America were taken over.
Now, why'd they do it first? They said it wasn't happening. It's a lie. That right there just proves that they are lying to us about this shit.
By Venezuelan gangs, and Donald Trump is the problem and not Kamala Harris's open border. You seem to be more focused with nitpicking everything that Donald Trump has said rather than acknowledging that apartment complexes in the United States of America are being taken over by violent gangs.
Let's just end that with they did not invade or take over the city, as Donald Trump said. I want to move on to
just a few apartment complexes, no big deal.
Okay. Like I said, that's bullshit. We've all seen the clips. They were armed. They were kicking down doors. What was that? Aurora. Colorado gangs. See if I can find. Play this one. Oh, hold on. There's right there. That one guy's carrying an assault rifle.
We recently went down to Aurora, Colorado to take a look at what the migrant gang Tren de Aragua from Venezuela has done in the area. And what we found is that they have in fact taken over apartment complexes and unleashed violent crime across the city. The gang swooped in largely through El Paso, Texas at the southern border, and then made its way to Denver and other sanctuary cities. Denver rolled out the welcome mat for migrants and received the most per capita in the United States. Then they went on to surrounding areas like Aurora, where apartments they found were very dilapidated, and they took advantage of that. In a recent video that went viral, viewers can see armed men trying to make their way into one apartment unit at one of these complexes in Aurora. We visited that apartment and we spoke with Jessica Montenegro, who used to live in that unit. She moved out just a few months before that video was taken, but she said that they had a harrowing encounter before that, she and her family, her 3 kids and husband, where an armed man showed up at their door. They did not answer at the time, but she said that she saw the writing and bullet holes on the wall, and that after 8 years, they packed up their things and left for a new apartment, because they knew the gang was taking over. For weeks, officials in Aurora had downplayed what was truly happening in plain sight. The governor of Colorado even told us it was imagination that the gang Tren de Aragua was taking over apartment complexes there. However, after the Post identified one of the gang's leaders in the area known as Galleta, or Cookie in Spanish, and his alleged crimes at these apartment complexes, it then led to the arrest of 10 confirmed Tren de Aragua members in Aurora over recent months. While also in Aurora, we did a ride-along with the Arapahoe County Sheriff's Department. We spoke with Deputy Calderon, who told us about how the area has changed, specifically.
Hold on, hit the brakes. There is our girl Aurelia. Hey, sweetie, love you. How are you doing? We're just now going over some videos of. Yeah, it's been a long haul to get here. No, they saw they are doing that in Houston, as a matter of fact, and it would not surprise me if it's happening here in Oklahoma. And what I tell you what, Texas, I have been really disappointed in Texas here lately. When I found out that yes, they are doing trans surgeries on children in the state of Texas. What the fuck? I mean, I'm sorry. We became a two-way state before Texas did. I'm here in Oklahoma, so cool. So anyway, this is just crazy bullshit that they lied to us about this stuff.
Specifically an apartment complex where they made 4 arrests recently in Denver. Those individuals were tied to Tren de Aragua. Calderon shared that while those arrests were made recently, he's concerned that migrants who have arrived here, who know about different threats at this apartment complex and others, aren't making calls to law enforcement because back home, there's not as much of trust in that. The residents around these apartments were very fearful to speak. They were afraid of the gang, which they heard gunshots every night. They heard loud fights happening, loud music, and called the cops over it dozens of times, which they said they were unresponsive to. We also spoke with Douglas County Sheriff Darren Weekly, who has yet to see any Tren de Aragua activity in his county, but said if they come, they're not welcome there and they'll be treated like any other criminal. Weekly also expressed concerns with the police response to Tren de Aragua in Aurora, saying that Aurora Police Department has minimized the issue. Now he hopes that the new chief of the department, who was just inducted, will be a much-needed change and will step up to the plate to address this issue.
Okay. That is just, it's insane that this is what it's come down to. And there's the image right there again. They have weapons. And this is gonna be crazy. One of my biggest fears is they have let this go. I forgot to do the Apache Chief thing. Oops, I hit the wrong window. Apache Chief. Hey, Ned, Chuck. Yeah, I'm just being stupid. Just pastime way. Anyway, this has gotten out of hand. There's a gang. There's a gang of underage gang members in New York City right now. They're doing shit, and they were arrested, and since they were illegals, and it's New York City. Yes, they're in Tennessee now too. Thank you, Araya. I just heard about that. Yeah, the gangs in New York City, they were let go because they're underage kids, and they have weapons. And I know for a fact that they have been in in Ohio, the Haitians, they have been letting them, without an actual state ID and shit, they have been letting them buy firearms. Anyway, let's look up the Tennessee. Oh, there's one. The Tennessee haunted, it's not a haunted house, it's a torture house. I'll save that for another day. Don't let me forget. Tennessee gangs. Now, what's really bad is let me pull up another tab here, see if I can find it real quick. Oops, not that one. Go back. Okay, tab, history, and oh, there's one right there from ABC. Trump falsely claims Venezuela gangs have taken over Aurora. Let's see the title real quick.
Detailing her health and medical history. Her doctor saying in a letter.
They have taken over apartment complexes. They're taking that way out of context right there. False claims. False claims. No. Councilwoman Aurora, we need help. Venezuelan migrants arrested for allegedly robbing a Texas woman. This invasion. Foxtrot. Foxtrot Uniform Charlie Kilo. That song cracks me up. Armed migrants in New York City. And I've totally forgotten. Democrat mayor. See this real quick.
Montana last year in June.
So you would think that the local female mayor with an all-female city government would have nothing to do with the local street gangs, but as a
recording on her phone.
Hey, why are you recording her?
Leos explains that
the gang
she's
working for her.
recording because the mayor's friends were recording her.
Well, the person that comes up to the camera, I recognize as a person by the moniker of Tall.
El Monte Police Chief Jake Fisher won't get into the battle between the mayor and the resident, but he does confirm the identity of the man seen with Mayor Ancona.
He's a known, verified local street gang member who recently was released or put on probation, federal probation, after being in federal prison for some time.
You heard that right. A mayor in an American city is using a street gang to intimidate citizens from criticizing the government. Wow. This is Mayor Jessica Ancona of El Monte, California. She is a Democrat, born to Mexican immigrants. She's an educator and served on the El Monte City School District Governing Board. She was elected as an independent candidate to the city council in 2018, and in 2020, as a Democrat, she made history becoming the mayor with an all-female city council.
At Southern California's Year of the Woman, for the first time, LA.
Yeah, they're going to do something about that, so because it's out of hand. And I was watching an interview just the other night. Massachusetts, or Maryland, or Connecticut. They said they are not going to help. They're going to protect them at any cost, which is fucking ridiculous. That's treason. So, and it's going to get violent. I can already tell you that right now. It's going to get violent because these idiots. I don't know. I don't understand this. Why? Why are you idiots doing this to America? It really blows my mind. Anyway, I can't find the video that I was actually looking for, which is fucked up. Basically, the video was talking about Chicago gangs that are already there, your Crips or Bloods or whatnot. And they talk about that Venezuela gang, and they're like kindergartners. But the Venezuela gang, they're at a collegiate level. They are well armed, they're well trained, they know what they're doing, they are vicious, and what a lot of people don't understand is they're international now. We've already got all these gangs like the Crips and Bloods, motorcycle clubs. Can't call them gangs; they're motorcycle clubs. You got your Hells Angels, you got your Outlaws, you got your Mongols. List goes on and so forth. This shit's not going to end well. It just isn't. Somebody's going to step on the wrong ground and shit's going to erupt. But anyway, let's get back to this Tennessee thing right here. How long is this video? Let's try this one. We ain't going to do no 24-minute. Here we go.
TBI is warning Tennesseans of a violent Venezuelan gang they say has made its way to our area for a second time.
And investigators say the gang focuses on sex trafficking, retail theft, and drugs. Xavier Harris has been looking into the story. Xavier, what have you learned?
Hey, David, Cindy. Well, this is a group you want to stay far away from. Now, back in July, the Biden administration sanctioned the gang, comparing it to the MS-13 gang from El Salvador. But here's something a bit more alarming. According to the TBI director, the gang came to Tennessee 2 years ago. They left, and now they're back.
They do not hesitate to attack
their opponents in public in broad daylight.
Tennessee Bureau of Investigation Director David Rausch says the gang Tren de Aragua, or TDA for short, originated in a Venezuelan prison and has slowly made its way to the U.S., engaging in operations like sex trafficking, theft, and drugs.
Those operations are happening in each of our large cities in Tennessee.
Rausch says the gang is no stranger to the Tennessee area because they were here 2 years ago.
So we did our operation. We were able to capture a number of them, but many of them fled.
Rausch says by investigating the gang's patterns, they are in the early stage of expanding because they start with human trafficking.
Second part is they will get engaged in organized retail theft. That becomes their next phase.
He adds their next step is the drug business, where he says they compete with the cartel.
They shot an individual, a cartel member, 31 times, broad daylight, on video, and posted it to social media.
Both the Chattanooga Police Department and Hamilton County Sheriff's Office released statements saying they have seen no signs of TDA gang activity in our area. However, Rausch gave some context behind their warning.
These are things that our local agencies may not get engaged in. They may not have an understanding of as much as we do because of our operations. We at the TBI are the lead agency on human trafficking in the state of Tennessee.
The TBI says some members can be identified by tattoos that look like 5-pointed crowns, 5-pointed stars, and teardrops. But they say in recent years, intelligence suggests the gang may be less reliant on tattoos, so identifying those affiliated with the gang may be difficult.
The alarm has been sounded only to raise awareness and understanding that they are here.
That alarm many Chattanoogans are listening to.
It definitely makes me kind of make sure that I'm thinking about where I'm going to be and who I'm going to be with.
Now, law officials say if you see one of the TDA gang members, do not approach them, but call your local law enforcement. David.
Isn't that something right there? I hope something brings Chicago together, Slug, because Chicago is so screwed up. I've been to Chicago several times. I hate it. You hit traffic as soon as you get to Chicago, and you stay in traffic till you get the fuck out of Chicago. It's horrible. But on a different note, yeah, they Beetlejuice. They got rid of her, and what'd they do? They elected somebody worse, and I don't get it. Chicago, please pull your heads out of your asses and quit voting blue. You see what's happening. You're doing it to yourselves. You know, they let all this crime run rampant, and you know that's why all these stores were pulling out of Chicago and stuff. So, and which brings me to the next point. That was her name, Tiffany Hayward, that one mayor they got in Illinois there. That is still a thing, and I can't believe that this is still going on. Henyard, is that her name? 21 hours ago. This has been going on for a year or two now. Get rid of the bitch. It's not that hard. What the hell is wrong with you people?
Now to important business in Thornton Township, which hit a roadblock tonight, not because of the weather, not because of logistics, but because two trustees refused to show up.
Their absence prevented Supervisor Tiffany Henyard from filing a vacancy on the board. So what is going on and why the power play? Terrence Lee is here to break it down.
Dawn and Scott, the meeting wrapped up early because two trustees, as you mentioned, did not show up. Chris Gonzalez and Carmen Carlisle. Without them, not enough board members were present to make official decisions. They're upset about Supervisor Tiffany Henyard's agenda, saying it had unvetted items. And tonight on Facebook Live, Henyard seemed upset about their boycott.
You must show up to your scheduled board meetings. I don't care if you agree or disagree, but you must show up to say yes or no, or vote present. But show up. Because you were elected or appointed to do the will of the people, and that's to show up and be a vote for the people. That's it.
Now, one of those items included picking a new trustee to replace Jerry Jones, who left for personal and health reasons. They believe the township's residents should have a say, not just the board, because both say the new trustee will likely back Hayward's spending plans, which they have a lot of questions about. Gonzalez and Carlisle say they're fed up with what they see as a messy and dysfunctional board and believe major changes are needed for the township to progress.
Not going to be part of the circus. We're not going to be part of the game that just continually keeps going. And so that's really kind of where we're at, unfortunately, as far as, I don't even like to use the term stopping the meeting. We just want to get some responsible adult, communication and try to do the right thing by the citizens.
Just because somebody's doing something doesn't mean progress is happening, but we need to know that progress is actually being made and the best things are being done for Thornton Township. And if that means we stop for a moment to, allow for a better process to happen, that's what we do. We stop. We don't just keep going with the chaos.
This impasse comes just months before township elections in April, where new leadership could reshape the board entirely.
On that one, apparently they're going to let it keep going. This has been going on for a couple years now, and it's just sick. And I just thought of something that's going to be my thing, but I'll get to that here in a minute. This is just ridiculous, all these Democrats and what they're doing to our country. And if I'm going to bring up one more before I go off and do my thing here. Gloria Torres of Arizona has got to be the most ridiculous. Yuma Attorney General Mark Brno. I think there's a letter missing there. Announced that Gloria Torres of San Luis and Nadia Guadalupe Liz St. Louis, also known as, there we go, Nadia Buchanan, have been charged by the state grand jury with conspiracy and ballot abuse arising from an alleged ballot harvesting scheme where early ballots from other voters were collected and deposited into a ballot box on primary election day, August 4th, 2020. Now, she was found guilty. She was charged. I don't know what the charges were and shit. A couple months after that, the city of San Luis made her, wasn't no election, they made her vice mayor. If that isn't corruption, I don't know what the hell is. So, anyway, here is my thing. I think this is going to be my thing from now on. And he never lets me down. He's funny. He's entertaining as hell. Polk County Sheriff Grady Judd. I love that guy. It'd take me a while to find it, but actually maybe not. Years and years ago, when I was living in the state of Florida, this might be it. Might not be. Anyway, there's one that we're going to be checking out. Human trafficking. Araya knows who he is. This might be the one I'm looking for. He made a statement. He's made several statements on live TV that people... Oh, this is one. This is a great one.
Look, I'm a big believer in the Second Amendment. I don't think you can own too many guns or too many knives. That's important. And it's also important to understand that with that comes a great deal of responsibility. So Yes, carry a concealed firearm, because the only thing that stops a bad guy with a gun is a good guy with a gun. But the good guy with the gun's got to be appropriately trained and understand the law.
Thank you, sweetie. Okay, like I said, I'm a responsible gun owner, and that gun guarantees that me and whoever with me is hopefully going to get out alive. Plain and simple. Something happens, there's some gun going up, people screaming bloody murder and shit. We're not going that way. We're going out. We're getting out of there. We're getting out of there alive. I'm not a cop. I'm not a soldier. Not my job. Sorry. It had to be a rare circumstance. Thank you, Saw. Thank you, Raya. It had to be a rare circumstance. You know, if my neighbor calls me in the middle of the night, somebody's breaking in, sorry, call the police. Not my job. It could be a big misunderstanding. It could be your boyfriend trying to climb in because you lost his key. It could be some drunk kid. I'm not coming over there. Call the police. Don't call me. Anyway, I was saying that there's that site, and they'll give you some stuff to think about. Oh, I'm getting stopped up. One of the scenarios that I liked is you walk into your local bodegas and you want to get a soda or something to drink. So here's the scenario. You walk in the store, you go in, all the drinks and stuff are always in the coolers in the very back. So you go down the aisle to head to the back. The next aisle over, somebody else is coming down it. And you also notice that there's a cashier behind there. So you go back there, you get your drink. You go up to the front to pay. And there is a person standing in front of you with a gun pointed at the cashier. What do you do? You're taking a shot, LOL. I'll take one with you. So I'll give you a couple minutes here while I get a shot of the Jaeger to think about that. What are you going to do? You're buying a pop. Guy is standing there with that gun pointed at that cashier. What are you going to do? Think about it. Oh, Jaeger. guys like this. This is my Stormtrooper bottle. And I pulled out of the freezer and it'll start turning frosty white like a real Stormtrooper. You can try to disarm him, but he's got a gun. And I'm disabled, so I'm not going to disarm. I'm not going to try that. You take this shot. Let me tell you how the scenario, the next step of the scenario goes, and gives you something to think about. Oh yeah. Whew. Okay, second part of the scenario. Well, guess what? That guy with the gun. Let me do it this way. Somebody came into that store. They go to the back. They wanted a case of certain cerveza or beer that they couldn't find. They go up to the front and they ask the cashier, hey, I got some in the back. Wait right here and I'll go get it. So he goes to the back of the store and goes into the back into the freezer behind the coolers to get it. That guy goes behind the counter and he's breaking in to the register. So that guy that you're standing behind with the gun is the actual cashier. So something to think about. Something to think about right there. You could have, some people will jump the gun. You don't know what's going on. Best thing you can do is put your hand on your firearm and get ready. Because you don't know what's getting ready to happen. But taking that firearm out and pulling that trigger might be the biggest mistake of your life. So here in Oklahoma, we can conceal and carry without a license. We can open carry without a license. But like I said, they tell you straight up, do not open carry. You're an idiot if you open carry. I'm being disabled. That puts a big bullseye on my back. And just about anybody that open carries. Because if somebody sees that gun, they want that gun, they're going to take that gun. And more than likely, you're not going to see it coming when it happens. Think about it. Think responsibly. Think clear. So, anyway. Sheriff Judd. Love this guy. Hopefully I find the right one. When I was living in Florida, what happened was, this is my first interaction with him. First time I saw him on the news. You own two? What do you own? Actually, don't tell me. We're going to save it for that day that you come on the show. Let's save it for that. You're going to have to show off one of them. If you want to, if you feel comfortable. You don't have to. Go ahead and tell us. You can show us later. What do you own? And while I'm waiting for you to type that in, here's the deal. Yes, any weapon you have can be used against you. I learned that the hard way. I used to be a patrol officer for a security company in Dallas. And I made the mistake one time of letting somebody get close to me. And the cop pulled me aside and like, here's the deal. Don't let them do that because you have a gun on you. Keep a perimeter, or a safe perimeter around you at all times. Don't let them break that. They break it, put your hand on your gun. Go ahead and take a step back if you need to make yourself safe. And once again, and warn them, don't come any closer. It's the same thing you hear with these body cam videos. Hey, get your hands out of your pockets. Get your hands out of your pockets. It's the same thing. What happened to me, the guy got too close, and next thing you know, I took a headbutt to the face. And the adrenaline was flowing so good that I didn't feel a thing. I pulled the pepper spray out and pepper sprayed him point blank range. And I'm waiting. I can hear the sirens, the backup from Irving Police Department's on their way. And you have an AR? Oh, Araya, I love you. I wish I had an AR. I know when the shit hits the fan, I'm really looking for somebody. That is what I have. I have the Smith & Wesson M&P Shield. Yes, that you have a Damn good gun right there, Rhea. I'm proud of you. Way to go, girl. You know, you buying the Smith & Wesson M&P Shield line has been in like the top 5 of all the best handguns out on the market for like the past 6-7 years. That is what I carry. I carry the old school Smith & Wesson M&P Shield. There's no safety on it. I got the good one. And I carry I prefer to get is it Hornady Horny something rounds. Yes, they're no, saw. Let me tell you. Let me see. Mythbusters did the gun versus knife. You're within 5 or 10 feet. Knife is very high. The police department. They're thinking about increasing it. It is like 20. It's over 20 feet. It's dangerous. Unless you're an officer that practices often on doing a quick draw, you will, if they're in range of 25 feet or less, you're going to get cut. Bottom line, that is, and they're thinking about increasing it to, I don't know. We'd have to look it up. I don't feel like doing that right now because I keep looking up. Why not? Let's look it up. I don't even know how to type it in. I'll let you guys figure it out. Anyway, when I was living in Florida, what I liked about this guy was somebody was doing a traffic stop in Polk County. And the guy came back. He was a violent felon. He was a gangbanger or whatnot. And shit hit the fan. And the guy hit the little button that releases the K9. That, you know, a lot of cop cars, they got a hydraulic door on the back of the car on the K9 unit for emergencies. And the guy had pulled a gun out and took off running into the woods. The guy and his dog, the K9 unit is also a cop. They're an officer. And the guy ran back behind a tree, and here comes the cop and dog. He steps out, bam, bam, like that. You just killed 2 officers. So, they get the SWAT team together and everything, and they form a chain, and they do a sweep into the wooded area. And they shot over 200 and something rounds and hit him like 90. They hit the guy like 90 something times. And here he is on live TV. We would have shot him more, but we ran out of ammo. Bam. That's how it's done. That's how you do it. Right there. That's when I first fell in love with this dude, because he knows how to do this shit. Okay. I don't think it's going to be the first one. Might be the fentanyl one. Might be this one right here. Disney employee busted. No, it's going to be further back than that. I think it's going to be this one.
Other cases, just like we're going to be here before. Friend Mark Britnell, he is the special agent in charge out of the Tampa office. This investigation absolutely unequivocally would not be possible without the cooperation and the teamwork and the partnership of our folks. It also wouldn't be possible.
Oh no, man, that ain't it. It's not gonna be that one. Anyway, okay, we're just going to go back.
The cases, just like we're going to be here.
Let me try one more time to okay, sure. I'm going to this sex trafficking sting that they did has to do with the flight vouchers. Oh, mine, I have 9mm. Might be this one. We're going to watch this whole thing. This ain't it, I can tell you that right now. One more shot and then I'm going to give up. Victims. I think it's this one. Or the prostitute. Oh, it's the prostitution
Pasco
one.
County, and guess.
I am so sorry. No, it's that one. Okay.
But you don't do very well at following the operation. But I want to start by introducing you to some of our colleagues that joined us this time with this operation. We talk about this, we don't hide it, and if you don't know about it, you obviously live under a rock. So you had to learn the hard way. But for the rest of you, pay attention, because this is not the last operation. We'll have more, and we'll give you the opportunity to be arrested if you're stupid enough to show up. That's a guarantee.
I love how he talks.
In addition to that, 42 of these folks were married. And I've got some quotes from wives that I'll give you in a little bit. And some people say, well, this is not a big deal, but at the end of this operation, I'm going to talk about the 21 illegal aliens we arrested in much more detail. Criminal charges. Oh, it's a low-level misdemeanor, and these aren't violent people. These people had a previous history of 2,038 arrests. Did you hear what I said? These people are criminals in their own right, most of them, not all of them. 879 previous felonies, 1,159 previous misdemeanors. We dealt with 17 firearms this time by 15 different suspects. 44 people brought narcotics. 12 people came and had outstanding warrants. We appreciate that. They came to us. We didn't have to chase them down. One was a commercial pilot. We had a branch of the military and teachers, and I'm going to talk specifically about those in a minute.
They came to us. We appreciate you.
One wife sent the detective a message the next day. She said, "Good one, guys. Thank you for helping me in my marriage. Keep doing what you're doing." One John said he worked overtime today, and he just needed to blow off some steam. Well, we gave him a chance to also cool his heels in the county jail. Another one said, well, I came here because, I'm going to be incapacitated for 10 days. I got to turn myself in Monday at the county jail for 10 days. The judge sentenced me to previously. Wait, you don't have to turn yourself in. We're going to give you a ride and some additional criminal charges to go through it.
I love him.
One John, who was married, said, well, sometimes you just need to see something different. Well, he did. He saw a different woman, but she was undercover. Then he got to see the jail. I would hate to see what it's like at his house when his wife, who's obviously going to watch this, finds out that he just needed to see something different. And then there was a John that was married for 26 years.
This is hilarious.
He said his wife was at the Hard Rock Casino. And he was at, y'all thought I was going to say something, but I'm not. But it didn't turn out to be the Hard Rock Casino. It did turn out to be the Rock, known as Grady Town, or the county jail. One John was married. He said he came here to play golf. Well, I got to tell you, I've heard it called a lot of stuff, but never playing golf. And there was no hole in one. One John said he left his wife and 5 children at home. One prostitute said she'd only been here 2 days, she was here from New York to make money. And instead she came to New York on vacation, and she's going to leave here on probation. But let's talk about specific people real quickly as I go through this. Here is, first we'll start with our athletes. This is Edwin Madrino. He's 54. He's from New York City, New York. He's self-employed, according to him, as a volleyball tutor. He used to be a coach at Monroe Junior College in New York. We don't know if he's still a coach or not. He said he tutors children as young as middle school. He came for sex with a lady. He wanted to pay $150. Oh, by the way, in January of this year, he was arrested in Hillsborough County for what? The same thing. He's married, but his wife's proud of him. 2 arrests in 2 counties in Central Florida. I don't know if this gets to New York City or not, but we'll put it on social media and she'll have all options. Benjamin Johnson, he's from Plant City. He's a golf pro. He's also an athlete at Eaglebrook in Lakeland. That's right. He's PGA specialized teacher and coach. And he came for sex with a female, $150. He has a criminal history of cannabis and dealing in stolen property. So he can teach you to play golf, or he can teach you how to deal in stolen property or how to get caught at dealing in stolen property. Then there's Wilman Santa Cruz, not to be confused with Santa Claus. He's 50. He says he's a triathlon coach, a certified triathlon coach, and he's a triathlon athlete. You know what's strange about this? The dude showed up with meth. I mean, does that help you perform better when you're a triathlon athlete? Or do triathlon athletes, who you would think would be the kind of people who took care of their body, was using meth and seeking out the interest of a lady of the evening? Then there's Sergio Collins. He currently is a progressive insurance claim adjuster, but he's married. I bet his wife's not happy. And he says on his LinkedIn page that he's a middle school football coach at Lakeland Christian School. They said, no way, he is not a coach at Lakeland Christian Schools. So when you're doing your press, don't look him up online and take Sergio at his word. The school says absolutely not. He thought he was going to come have sex. But then, of course, if you're going to have coaches and teachers, you might as well have a straight-up teacher. This is Gene Ahume. He's 26, from Auburndale. He's a teacher at New Beginnings High School, where he teaches math and science. He came to have sex. He called it a quick visit for $60. Well, since he's able to teach math, he can figure out that it didn't add up when he came to this time. Then Brandy Barnes. She's an IT specialist at Tampa General Hospital. We're going to get to the medical world for a minute. You know, we did the coaches, we did the teachers. She has a criminal history of meth arrest, and she agreed to provide sex to an undercover for 1 hour. Okay. Then this is Luxon Jean Brinville. He's 38. He's married. He's in the medical field. He's a RN, a registered nurse at Manatee Springs Nursing Home. He wanted to have sex. He has a criminal history of DUI. So you can still work as a RN. If you get drunk and drive, I'm interested to see if they're going to do anything to his license for a morals act of trying to have sex. We'll find out. Luis Navarro. He's from Puerto Rico. He's 61. He's a veterinarian. He's retired from the USDA. He came over to have sex, but his veterinarian license is still current. Maybe I can talk the judge into putting him in the county jail, because we always need help with spay and neuters at animal control. This is Traycon Giles. He's from Tampa. We're going to the military now. He's a staff sergeant in the Air Force. He came for sex, And he said, well, he's done this before about 6 months ago. He doesn't learn very fast. I can't believe the Air Force would have a slow learner, but I guess they do. And then there's Jaden Hall. He's 19. He's scheduled to begin his Air Force training in May. And oh my goodness, he had a meltdown. This can't happen to me. This can't happen to me. I'm going into the Air Force. Well, maybe you are, maybe you aren't. Who knows? And then there's Brandon Bush. He's active Air Force as well. Air Force was the only branch of the service we caught this, or Air Force wannabes. He's scheduled at MacDill. He's an Airman First Class. He's not only in the military, but he's a military police officer. So since we talked about military and he's a military police officer, let's get to our law enforcement officer, Yal Kusi. He's 23. He used to be a detention deputy for me. We fired him when he was arrested in Orange County on February the 9th. No, I take that back. He resigned before we got around to firing him. And then we arrested him again on February the 23rd. So on the 9th, he got arrested in Orange County and resigned. On the 23rd, we arrested him again. And he said, hey, is this a felony now that I'm arrested the second time? He didn't pay attention in the police academy because he hasn't been convicted yet. So while we were interviewing him, and we go, like, dude, what are you doing? You went from being a stellar employee to committing morals crimes, and it's 2 in a month. He said, I got a problem. No kidding. You got a big problem. Then there's Alex Everett. He's 34. He says he's on disability. He doesn't work, so that we're paying him to do things like have sex. He called it a quick visit. He's a pagan. He's a member of an outlaw motorcycle group. Now, he said a lot of things, you know. They said he, by the way, he was super nice. He's a relatively new member of the Pagans. And he explained all of this. He was very proud of his outfit. They call it colors. See, we asked him about this, and he said, well, because I have this safety pin here, we thought maybe it was for big underwear or something. He said, when you have it like this, you're sending a message to all the other different motorcycle gangs that you're just passing through and you're peaceful and you don't want any problem. So he had his diaper pin, so he didn't want any problems, but he got problems. But he told our undercover, you see, there's rules about this jacket. The rule is that, well, no one is supposed to touch this jacket, okay, but the member, you see, no one. Just one. And you must turn the jacket inside out to hang it up. We chose not to do that too, why we're not touching it. He said that his wife was going to really be mad. And he used other words. Well, we called her. And guess what? He was right. She was really mad. And I bet the Pagans are really mad. Because, see, he's not been a member but just a few months. And here, now he's disparaged them. And the cops have one of their jackets. And they've been handling it. And, you know, we didn't hang it up backwards or any of the other rules that they have. But, hey, Joseph, I don't know how well you do plumbing business, but you don't do very well at following the rules with your outlaw motorcycle gang. I'm going to go over this really quick. These two guys are brothers. Omar's 16, Caleb's 17. They came down from Wesley Chapel, which is in Pasco County, and guess what? They came down to rob us at 16 and 17. We saw them slinking in the hallway, listening through the door. They set up the deal, but it just wasn't right. They were dressed all in black. They had their face covered. And when we took them down at their car, they had a BB gun that looked like a real gun. That could have gone really bad for them, but instead they're just charged with soliciting and a bunch of other stuff. Oh, by the way, they have a criminal history for burglary and larceny out of Hillsborough County just recently. They're juveniles. We're going to see how the system deals with them to get them in line so they don't end up with the rest of their life ruined. But before I turn it over, and what this is, and I want everybody to see it clearly, federal policy drives illegal immigrant crime and victimization. And that's the focus, other than our victims of human trafficking. Listen, folks, I want to introduce you to Andres Gill, okay? Here's this guy. He's also on this board, but get a look at him for a second. He came down here from New York with 3 females. All of them are in the country illegally. Did you hear what I said? They're all here illegally. He's the one that comes with them to drive them. These ladies are all controlled by a human trafficker. We think their human trafficker is a female. She sets up their appointments, she puts their ads online, she tells them where to go. And by the way, on Friday, the victims of human trafficking, and we've grayed them out, 3 of them that are here illegally from Venezuela, 3 of them have to pay her $3,000 a piece on Friday, or else they're threatened. So they're not free. They're really indentured, and they're quote unquote paying off their debt. Now here's what they told us, all right? I'm sure the federal government will verify that this is not true, but you decide who you want to believe, whether you want to believe these victims of human trafficking or the whitewash the federal authorities give you. They said that when they came into the country illegally, DHS gave them a form, an ID, paperwork that allows them to fly for free. You know, Southwest would let your bags fly free. Well, the federal government will let your illegal immigrants fly free. And they operate out of New York. And they were working up there, and the New York authorities said, hey, if you don't have identification, you can't work in our sex trade up here. You know, we don't allow sex trade here at all, but New York will allow you to do some stuff if you've got the proper authority. So they say they make a lot of money. They're addicted to it. These ladies are going to give you more details. They tell us that they fly to major metro centers for free on the federal government, where they set up their appointments for sex all around the country. Did you hear what I said? Listen, folks, if they don't pay $3,000 a piece on Friday, they're in trouble. The human trafficker sets up the deal. Hey, this deal is just outside of Tampa. They say they show this ID, this card, this paper, they fly for free down here. Then they fly back. But we heard a similar theme from all 21 of these folks. We can't work legally. We're addicted to this cash. It's a lot of cash and it's quick, so we have to give $3,000 a week. We get to keep everything above that. We have a crisis at the border. And because of the crisis at the border, we have people that are victimizing illegal folks, forcing them into the sex trade because we allow these criminals in the country illegally. We all rail about this and nobody pays any attention. And then we want to politic everything. Oh, we had a good piece of legislation that limited the average to only 5,000 illegals a day in the country, and then we can shut it off. Well, if you can shut it off at 5,000 people illegally coming in this country a day, you can shut it off at no people illegally coming in this country a day. But the politicians are politicking while the victims are being victimized. I read an article this week that says, well, the illegals coming here aren't committing crime at any greater percentage than the people who are here legally. What they didn't tell you is if they weren't here illegally at all, the crime they would commit here would be zero. So we're being victimized. But that doesn't make any difference on the national level. You see, because they sit up there behind their gated communities and in Congress, and they play politics back and forth between the two parties, while illegals are victimized, citizens are victimized, children are victimized. And you got this goofy-looking kid here who's making sure that they come up with $3,000 a week apiece, and he's here illegally. It's a mess, and it doesn't have to be. If we can deal with it and catch it on the local level, they can stop it on the federal level. Shame on all of them, every one of them, for not getting together and saying, you know, there are things bigger in this country than my individual politics. So now, we'll start with Jody. Jody, come on up.
Good morning. My name is Jody Domingue, and I'm the Executive Director of Anti-Trafficking at One More Child. We would like to thank Sheriff Judd, the Polk County Sheriff's detectives, and the various agencies that are represented here today for their continued partnership and for the ability to affect those who are being impacted by commercial sexual exploitation at their most critical moments. One More Child has been serving vulnerable children and families for the last 120 years. Last year, we served over 250,000 individuals. 776 of those were survivors of human sex trafficking that we served in Florida, Tennessee, North Carolina, and Ohio. We walked alongside these individuals with survivor mentorship, advocacy, and mental health counseling. Several of the survivors that we came alongside of came from operations just like this one, including Amber. We met Amber at the last Polk County Sheriff's operation. And although Amber wasn't ready to disclose her victimization, she was ready to receive help. And we were able to wrap around Amber with advocacy with her criminal court case and provide her necessary resources that began her path and journey to healing. As a result of this, we were also able to help Amber identify a local church that she was able to plug into for her forever community. And now she's got a hope for her future. During this operation, we provided follow-up services to 62 individuals who came to be purchased for sex. We met with over 23 women while they were incarcerated to let them know that they had better options, that there were resources out there for them that could lead for their healing and for them to be self-sufficient on their own. We also helped identify as many as 14 potential victims of human trafficking who now have ongoing investigations. I will say with all of this great work in this operation, there were a lot of people who were arrested for purchasing sex, coming to purchase sex. And the sheriff has asked us to address that this is a significant problem that must be addressed at all levels. Lucky for us, we were in the rooms embedded during these investigations, so not only are we able to present those that are vulnerable with necessary resources, but we're also able to provide education to the buyers that what they're doing is not a act between two consensual adults, that people on the other side of that transaction are being victimized time and time again. And we are begging, imploring for our advocates around the state to utilize the resources at their disposal, including the state's attorney's office, to make sure that we are implementing the fines associated with buying commercial sex. And also that we're utilizing registries that we have. The Polk County Sheriff's Office is one of the very few that utilizes those types of resources, and we are asking that other advocates around the state do the same as well. Now, none of this great work could have been possible without our expert team. We dedicated a total of team members, including advocates, mental health therapists, and lived experience experts who were embedded during this operation on the very night of the operation.
Good morning. My name is Stacy Ham, and I am here today as a survivor leader and mentor with One More Child's anti-trafficking mobile team. I'm honored to stand here today with the Polk County Sheriff's Office and so many amazing organizations who are continuously fighting for our survivors to be seen and heard. I can tell you that human trafficking is very rarely what we often see in movies, social media, and online. It often depicts children being kidnapped, held in cages, taken against their will, teens being stalked at stores or when they leave schools. While this may happen, this is not the case in the majority of our trafficking victims here in the U.S., and this can sometimes lead to our victims being misidentified. As a survivor of human trafficking, I grew up with my exploiters and my traffickers. I was born into a multi-generational cycle of familial.
Good morning. My name is Katie Parchment. I'm the co-chair for the Human Trafficking Task Force for Polk, Highlands, and Hardee counties, as well as the Resiliency Coordinator with Heartland for Children. Heartland for Children is the lead community-based care agency under the Department of Children and Families that oversees the child welfare system for Polk, Highlands, and Hardee counties. On behalf of Heartland for Children, I would like to extend a
Hello, my name is Sarah Batchelder, and I am an advocate with Sail of Freedom. Like many of these ladies said, when we meet individuals who are being trafficked during these operations or through other means, they don't often raise their hand and say, I'm a victim of human trafficking. It takes many different encounters for them to feel comfortable enough to share that, or even to understand that that's actually what's happening to them. So if you are out there and you feel that you may be being victimized, please reach out. Sail of Freedom offers safe homes. We offer therapy. We assist people in attending court hearings where they're able to testify against their traffickers. And we can be reached at 1-888-FREE-ME.
Morning, Assistant Chief Pacheco with the Lakeland Police Department. Just want to thank Sheriff Judd and all of his team and my team that participated in this operation. What's disturbing to me is that this was just one operation, and look at how many people we arrested and how many victims of human trafficking that we identified. What happens on the other 364 days a year that we're all driving around our city and our county, and what's happening right underneath our noses. So there are tons and tons of victims out there who we have yet to identify. And it's only through these operations that we're able to at least identify some who we're able to help. So from our agency, from the Lakeland Police Department, we're proud to partner with all these other agencies to be a part of these operations, and we'll continue to do so as long as there's a need to do so. Thank you.
Good morning, Steve Parker, Chief of Police for the City of Davenport, and the Davenport Police Department, and I've said it before and I'll continue to say it, you know, we stand alongside with Sheriff Judd and the rest of these other law enforcement agencies in these kind of operations. I mean, you can look at the numbers and tell it's a needed task. It's something that needs to be done. And you know, in Polk County, we are blessed to have law enforcement agencies that work well with each other. We have that great partnership. But I think what's important in these operations to note is the collaboration and the partnership we have with these organizations behind us. You know, it's without them that we don't see the after effects. We don't see the hard work that goes into helping these victims get out of these kind of scenarios. And I think for me, I think that's the key to these operations, identifying them and getting that help that they need afterwards. And that's where these ladies come in at. And again, I just want to say thank you to Sheriff Judd and to our partners here for all the work that we did this past week. Thank you.
Now what happens is we gather all these cases together and we send them to the state attorney's office. And we're fortunate in this state to have Brian Haas as our state attorney. He is simply outstanding. His team is outstanding. He gets it. He gets the 30,000-foot picture. He gets the ground picture. He is an advocate for the victims, and he's going to prosecute the suspects to the fullest extent of the law, for which I'm grateful. But with that, do you have questions of any of us?
So within the span of a year, you were able to rescue or identify 15 victims, potential victims of human trafficking. This is a new record for you. So is that indicative that this problem is growing worse year after year, or?
I think it's indicative that we are finding the victims. We have seen, and you have covered for years in the media, about the human trafficking problem across the United States, and Florida being a vacation state and a sunny state is certainly no exception to that. It is also an attribute to our NGOs because, as Chief Parker said, they see them for the long term. If it was a one and done on the night of the arrest, these numbers wouldn't be 58. We'd be lucky if they were 3. But they continue to follow up and continue to follow up to rescue them. So while I'm totally excited because we've never seen these numbers, the biggest problem we have in this type of investigation is getting the victims to admit they're victims because they're more afraid of their pimps and the human traffickers than they are of the criminal justice system. And it's only through the work of these ladies and their teams that that happens. Yes, ma'am.
You said you think you know of a woman who, like you just said, was human trafficking, controlling these women. How important is it to you for you to find those people and arrest those people?
Oh, absolutely. That is the next wave of this investigation. We know she's Dominican, and we know she is currently in Miami. So if she doesn't get her illegal Dominican butt on a plane and fly back out of this country, we're going to be on her like a good hound dog on a trail. That's a guarantee.
Okay. And that right there, well, because it is at the end. I think this is going to be my thing right here, is Sheriff Grady Judd videos. Love them. Take no shit from anybody. Yeah, the flight vouchers. His bus, yeah, they really are amazing. It's like, what the hell what the hell is going on down there in Polk County for you guys to fucking, damn. That is just crazy. I lived in Altamont Springs, Florida. It's one of the suburbs around Orlando, and let me tell you, it does get crazy in Florida because, like you said, it is a vacation state. As a world vacation state, you got Disney, you got Universal, SeaWorld, you got the list goes on and on of places there for vacation spots. There's one, wasn't in Orlando, but it was close by where you, there's some that, there's some that let you go swim with the dolphins and stuff. It's crazy. And so you get people from all around the world coming down there, and half of them are used to driving on the wrong side of the street. And it does get, it gets crazy at times. It really does. So I want to try to stretch this out 15 more minutes, and I got to figure out how. It shouldn't be too hard. A tree is on. Just tree 411. Which reminds me, I need to get, hopefully that won't take us like that. That is going to take us. That is.
Yeah, no, I mean, no hate tab.
Okay, I'm not wanting to play her shit. I just need to get her deal. Because I'm going to put that up there with the rest of you guys. So, anyway. Tiffany Hayward. Oh, my God. So, anyway, yes, they were using flight vouchers from DHS or whoever, where Mayorkas was freaking in charge of. Let's look up Mayorkas real quick. Alejandro. Well, that right there, Alejandro Mayorkas. is a douche. November 20, the internet I don't care. Alejandro Nicholas Mayorkas is a American douchebag attorney and bigger douchebag government official. It says that up there. Even though, hold on a second, it doesn't, but you don't know that. And there's his bald ass. It's like a penis with ears. Let's see if I can make that even bigger. I'm not sure. But, yeah, if you can read along with me. He's a douchebag American attorney. You guys see him that, right? Douchebag. And a bigger douchebag government official. Secretary of Homeland Security. And a member of, wouldn't you believe that, the Democratic Douchebag Party. Nice hair, bro. Thank you so much. I grew it myself, actually. Maybe it's Maybelline. It's all part of the whole. I love heavy metal. I think last time you could see it. This is my 5-string Ibanez, my bass. I have a band called Miley Virus. This is what I'm known for right here. A lot of military games I play and stuff like War Thunder. I go by Iceman. It's not because of Val Kilmer. It is because of this beast, the Ibanez Iceman bass. That's my baby right there. So that's that. And I just feel more comfortable with long hair than I do with short hair. I think I look better. Let me see here. Okay. Everybody get ready for a good laugh here. At least I don't look like a penis with ears. There's my Facebook page. And we the people. Like those Full Metal Jackets laying there. Photos. Oh, there's me as a Jedi. Here's me rocking out with Coming Up Zeros, another band I played with for a while there. There's some friends of mine up on stage, but Fuel. There's the VFW where I've played several times. It's Bruce Salisbury. Very talented. Knows a lot of people. He's one of those sickos that can pick up any instrument and play it. I've watched him play 2 saxophones at once. Here's us. You can tell. A little drunk. We were doing we played a little fundraiser thing for, I can't remember who they are. Roll to Wreath. They bunch of bikers that go out there and they place a special coin at the vets cemetery. Places a coin on each of their headstones. We got to play with them. And this is the same place, but see that I had LEDs up in my bass cabinet. That's me rocking out with the cock out. And that's me. That's what I look like. I still look like that. God, I look good for 52, I think. But short hair. Short hair. There was me growing my hair, but I still had short hair. That's my son, Alexander James Thompson. And this is graduation. That was me. There's my son again. That's me right there. That is Scooter Ward. He is the lead singer for the band Cold. They, I think one of their most popular songs they had was Stupid Girl. That was actually, they didn't like playing it at first. They got over it though, because the song was actually written by Rivers with Weezer. But it was a cool song. I can sit there and... Stupid Girl. Hopefully this won't get me into any more trouble. trouble that I'm already in. There it is.
She denied it.
First time I fell in love.
And even though I'm young, I'm still thinking this will be the girl I'll be with forever.
Started dating my best friend.
Heart was broken.
She wasn't in it for hours.
Never had a
My
kiss.
heart dropped. Met another girl.
You
Punch
could pick
somebody.
me.
Ah!
Wanna love ya, wanna bug ya, wanna squeeze ya, stupid girl. Wanna touch ya, wanna take ya, wanna shut ya, stupid girl. I can't take this, born to break this. It's going away, it's going away. What's wrong with my life today? It's going away, it's going away. What's wrong with my life today? Stupid girl, stupid girl. I'm a loner, I'm a loser, I'm a winner in my mind. I'm a bad one, I'm a good one, I'm a sick one with a smile. I can't take this, born to break this. It's going away, it's going away. What's wrong with my life today? It's going away, it's going away. What's wrong with my life today? What's wrong with my life today? It's going away, it's going away. What's wrong with my life today? Stupid girl, stupid girl, stupid girl, stupid It's going away, it's going away. What's wrong with my life today? It's going away, it's going away. What's wrong with my life today? What's wrong with my life today? It's going away, it's going away. What's wrong with my life today? Stupid girl, stupid girl.
Okay, I'm playing one more song from them. This was this shit right here. This was one of the first ones. This was my go-to song when things were bad. So I'm gonna play it real quick.
I'm feeling gross. Take it inside. Burn up the pain. My thoughts are strange. Just like the things I used to love. Just like the tree that fell, I heard it. All is still inside our feeling. I wanna play, show the one, oh Well, I wanna scream, let the flow that keeps me alive. Take all these strings, they call my veins, wrap them around every fucking thing. Prisons of people not for me. Well, I must remain in tunes forever. My love is music, full of a merry melody. Well, I wanna bring, show the world all that I have inside. Well, I wanna sing, let the flow that keeps me alive. Well, I said I wanna sing, I wanna be. I wanna scream, I wanna feel. Won't you let me take you for a ride? You can stop the world, try to change my mind. Won't you let me show you how it feels? You can stop the world, but you won't change me. I need music, I need music, I need music to set me free, to let me bleed.
Alright, I had to kill the webcam on that one because, yeah, it gets a little emotional. I don't cry. Full of shit, too. That was Cold with Bleed from 13 Ways to Bleed on Stage. And, yeah, oh God. Okay. Boy, that brings back a lot of memories and shit. Anyway, so, God damn, it's an hour and a half. Push-ups, I was in Chicago. Yeah, I didn't see anything there on them, on Keanu. So I've got my phone went to beep too, so... There's Chrissy, but that was from 6 hours ago. I know Tree is going right now, but I'm gonna play a couple more videos. Let's find some funny stuff because I don't want to go out like that. Me sitting here crying like a little girl. Not that I was. There's one of my old gaming videos. Play a little bit of that. that was me in a light tank, and they were in a heavy tank, and you got to get pretty creative sometimes. We try to find. Oh God. Oh shit. Gilbert Gottfried.
Audible.com presents 50 Shades of Grey, the erotic best-selling novel read by Gilbert Gottfried.
My inner goddess has stopped dancing and is staring too, open-mouthed and drooling slightly.
Hear it the way it was meant to be heard.
Keep still, he orders, and slowly he inserts his thumb inside me, rotating it around and around, stroking the front wall of my vagina. No fisting, you say? Anything else you object to? I agree to the fisting, but I'd really like to claim your ass.
Famed voice actor Gilbert Gottfried gives a reading that can only be described as sensual.
Holy fuck, is this wrong? But holy hell, is it erotic?
Let Christian Grey seduce you over and over again through the voice of Gilbert Gottfried.
But when he hits my clitoris, I cry out loudly. Oh, please, I groan. Quiet, he orders. Not taking his eyes off mine, he scrunches my panties in his hand, holds them up to his nose, and inhales deeply. His hands reach around and touch my breasts, and my nipples pucker at his touch.